TOMz. Mzansi, welcome to yet another exciting episode of your favorite science and technology show. Yalana Mzansi. Khuluma ngani? Ngakhuluma TOMz right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.
Teenagers on a mission lena with abasasa bakho abamqaba okweqabile vinika ndithetha ngami ke ubonga isipho ngami ndedwa ndiphethe usiya.
Yebo yes bafethu njengoba manje senyazi ukuthi we are the one-stop shop for science and tech entertainment yalana eMzansi.
Sibaleke siba namhlanje sobe senza ntoni phi nabani xa betheni.
Yazi ukuthini wena Bongine namhlanje ke we are going right down your esophagus as we learn about the digestive system.
Hi again, that sounds pretty cool. So you must sibone basabe sinantoni namhlanje.
Check it out. Thola ngabantu ukuthi digestive system isebenza kanjani. Bona ukuthi lokudla lokho esikuthanda ngempela kuwa affecta kanjani ama digestive system wethu. Funa ngabantu ke digestive system disorder nokuthi ungayitreata kanjani. Check out some really cool apps for your mobile device. Thola some inspirational words of advice from indwendwe zethu namhlanje esiqopheni sethu.
I-digestive system inamacala amaninzi kuyo.
And kahle kwenzakalani ubani owazi ukuthi kwenzakalani uqeda ugwinya ukudla.
Awusawucinga abantu basesitratweni bayazi?
Hayi ke mina ngazi kodwa ke asamenze uthola kabanzi sithola ukuthi bona bayazi ngempela. Check it out.
Digestion ke process ya go gauja. Process ya go dijo di ne solid, like from dile solid to dile liquid, and then u khona go di ntsha mo systeming ya go.
Digestion, I'd say it's the processing of food inside your intestine.
Digestion is when you eat, right? It starts from your mouth, and then you put the food, and then it goes into your mouth, and then the saliva mixes it, and then you chew it, and then and then it goes into your stomach.
Yeah, mangabang digestion angithusuke udla ukudla and then mase sengenile ke emzimbeni sekuthi kuyakula malunga umzimba. Mase sengenile ke emzimbeni ukudla sekuya kula malunga umzimba ahlukene kwenza imisebenzi yakhona ko pancreas banibani le digestion ngicabanga ngakho.
Stomach, intestines, small and large intestines, and then ke esophagus cause how metsa, and then ke yeah.
And then it goes down your esophagus, and then to your stomach and to your intestines.
There's the large intestine, small intestines.
Pancreas for insulin, amaliver, zonke lezo zinto.
Ama-organs are involved organs aphakathi la esiswini, i-heart, inhliziyo, igazi, amathumbu, and everything that is inside the stomach.
Mastication is the first step of digestion. That involves chewing.
Mastication kanyas.
Yazi wena siya nawe apho ekhaya ndingakuthanda ukuyazi ukuba kwenzeka ntoni emveni ukuba ndiye ndathatha a nice juicy bite lunch yawo.
Nami yazi kahle ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi what magic happens beyond ukugwinya. We all know that the digestive process eqala emlomeni uma siqeda ukumasticate ukudla. Lokho ke kuchaza ukuthi ukuhlafuna. Ukuhlafuna is very important for digestion, not or rather because the food is mechanically broken down into small pieces and mixed with saliva, which helps it ukuthi kwehle kahle.
Asingamosha ixesha ke masisibone uba uthetha ngantoni na.
Uma ke ugwinya, ukudla moves through the esophagus on its way to the stomach. Now, once it reaches the stomach, the acids released from the stomach lining break the food down even further. Then it is onto the small intestines where the food is mixed with digestive juices from the liver and pancreas. The small intestine is lined with villi which project out like fingers. These absorb nutrients from the mixture into the bloodstream.
But there's much more to the digestive system than you have to see.
I mean, from the moment ukudla to the very end where whatever is not used is expelled. The digestive system does its best ukuthi wena lapha ekhaya uthole okuningi kukudla kwakho.
Singamosha ixesha ke masiyobona uthetha ngantoni.
Because we can little work at digestion, and Malume Tummy is so hungry, man. So I decided to be the guinea pig for this episode. Sort of those are some of my favorite foods. Yeah. Regardless of the Afrikaans-speaking people for this awesome cuisine. Like the little fat cook and mince, Papa Marata snook lima quenya, Maramokase, Rizama quenya li polo nisan. Yeah, you're an antachi. So malume, unjani? Ngicela ikota 11.50. Okay. Yeah. This is the kota, cousin to the bunny chow. It's because it's a quarter of a loaf of bread. That's where it gets its name from. Masatinga koka sibana lui eta kadi slice, you know, because we're living in modern days. Plus bana lui told that because of technology, sonny. Food from the hood. Can't get enough of it, man. 11.50. Chips, bologna, special cheese, Russian, yeah. Nikre. So malume. This is the one, man. We are the delicacies them not it's a hiso Mzansi. Plus ibile akwa hiso. I'm so fit. Because when I said I was hungry, I wasn't playing, son. Yeah. Right. So ke jele cuisine tse makatsantsa mo Mzansi tse ngata. Jele makwenya, aja kota, aja bunny chow. No, khotsi. Ene ko bala buka. Right.
Tammy, how are you?
I'm good, doctor.
Good to meet you.
You should take Batangudija, makwenya, kota, bunny chow. What would happen if you managed with this one?
You mean on a regular basis, like those being kind of your food that you would eat maybe every week or every day?
Every day.
Okay, a number of things will happen. The obvious thing is that you'll get fat, okay? You don't want to get fat.
I don't want to get fat.
So don't do that.
Okay.
The second thing is that because of the fact that those kind of food have got a very high glycemic index, they push the insulin up, the sugar is up. So your sugar goes up, your insulin goes up, and then it's like a craving. You keep on getting cravings and eating food that are very rich in carbohydrates and sugar. Okay. In no time, your body will get tired and you start being insulin resistant because it's always exposed to so much insulin. And when you get insulin resistance, it means that you are close one step to becoming diabetic. The other thing is that if you're constantly eating that kind of food, your gut motility is not to be that great. It does not have enough fiber to support your gastrointestinal system. And when you don't have enough fiber, motility in the gut slows down. It's almost like if you don't go to gym for a long time, you lose your muscle bulk. Yeah. Okay, so even if with the gastrointestinal tract, it's the same thing. If you're not training it well to work well all the time, then it will take a slack, and then you'll end up with all those long-term problems like irritable bowel syndrome. The other thing is that if we were to look in the future, what happens with people who don't take enough fiber, you're predisposing yourself to things like colorectal cancer. So there's a number of reasons why you should eat healthy. Besides being hot, it's also about your system being good and healthy to support you into old age.
Thank you very much, doctor.
You're welcome.
Yo, I wonder if he'll actually be able to make it through all that food. But get us collabo after the break, we continue to break down the world of digestion.
Sibuthela i-gastroenterologist ukufunda about the effects certain foods have on the digestive system and what are some digestive system disorders. Yonke lento and more, and then go sirhabu amanzi. TOMz.
Okay, and that can only mean that it's time for the freshest when it comes to edutainment apha Mzansi. Sabukele teenagers on a mission right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for shizzle.
Your boy Sia and of course your girl Ubongi. Sifuna ukuthola kabanzi ngama digestive systems wethu. Or kanjani Bongi?
Injalo Sia. So earlier now apha as you saw sibonile uba uThami having probably one of the biggest meals endakhe ndazibona apha emhlabeni. Sibuthela gastroenterologist ukufunda about the effects certain foods have on the digestive system and what are some digestive system disorders. So Sia, if mhlawumbe nengxaki namazinyo akho uzaya kugqirha wamazinyo anditsho?
The same way uzobona i-optician uma unenkinga yamehlo.
But ke ukunenza njani ba mhlawumbe ndinengxaki okanye ndinombuzo to do with the digestive system? Ndiyakubani ke ngoku?
Well, leyo ke izoba i-gastroenterologist, right? And lucky for you, we're actually about to go see one. So when I quickly write your questions down and get them answered. Let's go.
I'm Dr. Khaukhelo Mtswana. I'm a gastroenterologist. I don't see healthy people because healthy people are happy where they are. I see people who have got a number of things to complain about their gastrointestinal tract. They would come because they've got pain, for example, in there. They will say pain in the stomach or pain in the tummy. And my job will be to try and find out what the cause of the pain is. This is a gastroscope, and this is put through the mouth, okay? We sedate the patient for comfortability sometimes, not all the time. We will just spray the throat to make it a little bit numb, and we will put this into the throat. We would put the scope in to be able to see what's happening inside the stomach. While we are inside the stomach, we've got this has got a channel that's putting air and therefore blows out the stomach, so we are able to see, because the stomach, if it's empty, it will be just like shrunken. We have working channels, and this will be the working channel. If, for example, we find a lesion inside the stomach, we wouldn't know what the lesion is until we have the histology, meaning that we take the piece of that tissue, send it for testing at the laboratory, and we are able to see. It takes about 5 minutes to do the procedure, so it's a very short procedure. The most common digestive system disorders are acid-related disorders in the stomach, okay, and those can cause a gastritis, which is just inflammation of the stomach. And the second thing would be ulcers in the stomach, due to the acid as well, acid damage on the stomach lining. And then going down into the lower part of the gut, the commonest disease would be irritable bowel syndrome, commonly known as IBS, that is irritable bowel syndrome. The cause for acid-related stomach problems usually comes from ingestion of some medications for headaches. So it is important that whenever you are treating a headache, you make sure that the medication is safe for you to take. And the other important thing is that you eat before you take your medication, because some of those medications can result in it takes away the normal lining of the stomach, or the mucous membrane that protects the stomach. But how we can reduce the symptoms is by reducing the amount of food that we eat, because the more the food is available in the stomach, the more harder the stomach is going to work, the more the acid in the stomach, the longer the food is going to stay in the stomach, and the more you are going to be exposed to the reflux. Fatty food as well. Fatty food stay longer in the stomach. It doesn't encourage the bowel to move as fast as when you're just having a light vegetable or fiber-rich food. So the fatty food will stay longer in the stomach, and if you are prone to having reflux, the reflux will be worsened by food like that. At times, people will tell you, you know what is happening. What happens is, after we eat, okay, the bowel starts getting very active, and when it moves, it needs energy, it needs oxygen, it needs its own sugars to supply it to be able to move and function well. And as a result, blood starts shunting, in high amounts into this area, and that is stealing from the rest of the body. It's stealing from the rest of the muscles in the body. It's stealing from your brain, and as a result you get what we call a postprandial syndrome. So the postprandial syndrome is a syndrome whereby you get a bit of a syncope or sleepiness, and that is as a result of the blood having rushed to your gastrointestinal tract. So it's all about the portions that we are having and the constituents of the food that we are having. For example, a protein-rich meal will require more energy to digest, and therefore people who go and eat a big steak during lunchtime will feel more inclined to go and sleep, as opposed to somebody who's going to have a small salad with a little bit of protein in it.
The feeling yazi ngempela. I mean, bheka nje ukuthi uThami usafara kanjani from itis, or as the more technical guys call it, postprandial somnolence. Basically, lokhu ke kusho ukuthi kucauswa parasympathetic nervous system deciding that most of the body's energy needs to go towards digesting lokudla lokukhulu that you've just had.
Now, into funeka siqaphele ke is what uThami had is rich in starch and protein with hardly any fiber in there. Lonto kithetha ukuba umzimba kaThami needs to work even harder to digest the meal leyo. Another thing funeka siqaphele is the glycemic index, or the GI of ukutya oku. So GI measures the impact of foods on our blood sugar. Xa sithetha ke ngamazwi avakalayo, low GI is good and high GI equals itis. Now, like all that food that uThami just had, all that we've learned so far was a mouthful.
I get mina ngisayithanda ikota yami futhi angeke nje ngize ngiyeke ukuyidla.
Hayi kaloku siyazi ukuthi yeke uyidla. But all we're just saying is think about your poor digestive system when you're devouring that starch and protein-rich food. And nani ngiyapha ekhaya cingani ngathi while we take the short break. Asibuya ke, we go back in time to ufunda about the advancement of gastroenterology. Fumana get some useful digestive apps for all you guys apho ekhaya. Get some life-changing career advice in our career segment. Kwaye ke sithetha nawe on social sessions. Sibuyile ke Mzansi, kwaye ngethamsanqa uSiya lona did not have ikota, a bunny or a fat cook during the break, hence why she's still awake.
Ngempela, are you really going to judge me for loving my homegrown food?
Not at all, Siya. I'm here to ukunceda.
Yazi mina ngithinike to all my fellow kota, bunny and fat cook lovers, ngithahle nje kancane, hlafune futhi kancane, siphinde futhi siphuze namanzi.
And I say power to the high GI struggle. Fumana get some useful digestive apps for all you guys apho ekhaya. Get some life-changing career advice in our career segment. Kwaye ke sithetha nawe on social sessions. Now, with all that you know about the digestive system, wake wena wama, wake wacinga uba yonke lento siyaziyo siyazela phi?
Thina sazi kanjani ukuthi ini ikhoza ini futhi how to deal okanye to treat ama digestive problems.
Okay, let's get into a time machine, go back in time, siyinqakula.
Glycemic index-related disorder have been documented throughout recorded human history, but it has only been more recently that attention has been paid to them due to a lack of understanding on the finer details of digestion. Ngonyaka 1857, Dr. William Britton was one of the first doctors to describe the stomach ulcer, but without necessary tools like endoscopy or X-rays, detecting an ulcer was very, very difficult. The lack of knowledge of ulcers meant that they were treated rather as infections and were treated with surgery. Ngonyaka 1983, two Australian doctors, Robin Warren and Barry Marshall, discovers that E. helicobacter okanye E. helicobacter pylori is the bacteria responsible for peptic ulcer. Lokho ke kusho ukuthi it leads to the medical field prescribing ama antibiotics ukuthi atreat lawo nalawo ama ulcer lawo. Asibonge ke thina njengalokho ngoba manje ama ulcer setreatwa ngamapilisi rather than surgery.
We owe a lot kongqondo abasebenza tirelessly to find the most convenient and non-obtrusive way to solve medical issues.
True. Mina was imagine having to be cut up for every little medical problem engnayo.
I know, right? But yeah, we have to meet them halfway by ukuphila in a healthy way, and we will meet you cyber kids halfway by giving you resources that nincede ukuba niphile in a healthy way. Sifundile ke ukuba GI is a very big part of our digestive health. So, why not download the GI Bodyguard from the Canadian Digestive Health Foundation to keep track of information about your health, symptoms, medication, food, and the exercise that can be very useful to a gastroenterologist. This might sound a bit disgusting, but it is very necessary. The Poop Log app helps you to keep track of your bowel movement to get a sense of what exactly is happening, Payan. So if you want these apps, just take a stroll through the cyber streets and visit our website at www.tomz.co.za and follow the links. There is so much that happens.
It now makes sense ukuthi kahle kahle indawo kumele sikhethele ukuthi sikudlayo ngokucophelela okukhulu.
Ndiyathemba ukuba inkqubo yanamhlanje has sparked interest in viewers to pursue careers in gastroenterology.
If so, then allow your favorite edutainment show ukuthi shine some light on what it takes to get a career in gastroenterology.
Career biomedical technologist. A biomedical technologist works in a laboratory and analyzes specimens from the human body. Most technicums offer a diploma in biomedical technology. Now, biomedical technology is a field of study that can lead to many other careers, including biomedical informatics, research, engineering, and science. So through all that hard work, Nina Afwekai can very easily achieve amaphupho enu in gastroenterology, or any field for that matter. I mean, who knew that you could be a specialist in digestion? Now, it's really amazing that kukho abantu out there that put all their energy into knowing and finding out more. Bakwenzeka ntoni xa utye ukutya wakugini?
Wena ke lapha ekhaya usadinga imotivation egxile kabanzi kunale, then bheka la.
To become a gastroenterologist, you have to first become a doctor. And there's actually two types of gastroenterologists. There's the surgical gastroenterologist and there's the medical gastroenterologist. The medical gastroenterologists are physicians first before they become gastroenterologists. So you would be a doctor, as in a GP, and then you'll become a physician, and then after being a physician, you'll go train for gastroenterology in particular. And yeah, if you want to become a surgical gastroenterologist, on the other hand, after your GP, you'll go and do general surgery training, and after general surgery training, you'll then go into maybe colorectal or hepatobiliary surgery training.
Ubuyela back kwi-episode yethu ye-contraception. Unyami Snizer ubuze a very, very personal question. Yena ke uthi she is on the injection kodwa ke usableeda emva kwe-sex. Ubuza ukuthi enze njani. Bongi, I think you should take this one.
Well, Nyami, because imizimba yethu are also different, it is very difficult basinike advice that applies kumntu wonke. So the best thing you can do is go to your local clinic and speak to one of the nurses. They will assist you with the best advice possible. Concerning your health or your body, remember to always seek professional advice from a clinic close to you.
Yes, Bafethu. Kodwa ke enye ke sibake lapha yona ebhekini with the very, very best of the edutainment, proudly brought to you by TOMz.
For more, you can go to our website on www.tomz.co.za, and don't stop socializing with us on Facebook at TOMz and Twitter at TOMz_SABC_1. Siyabulela ngokubukela ke Mzansi, sanibona ngokwinkqubo yethu elandelayo. Sethemba ke that you have learned a lot about the digestion apha kule nkqubo.
That's it from us. Happy eating TOMzers, and please ningakhohlwa ke those greens ukuthi abalekile. From us, it is goodbye.
Next time on TOMz, we uncover the world of food. Meet a local food success story. Subhane how food moves from being on a farm to being on your plate. Excited yet? While tuning to TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. Konalago SABC 1, Mzansi for sure.
Don't miss TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. only here on SABC 1, Mzansi for sure.